Face to the screen, fellow slaves. We have a bad day on our hands here. My lovely wife, was driving the car today in the rain. As you can see, it's all wet outside here. But boy, you know, this is a public service announcement. I'm not really mad at her. She made a mistake, and that's just because she didn't really have the proper training or forethought for what I'm about to say here. So you see in the road there, you see the waviness, like the grooves in the road that are worn in by the tires. When it rains, those grooves fill up with water, and that water can easily conceal a giant pothole that will destroy your fucking car. Because right now, look at this, man. I got like 2 knuckles, and I've got like 5 or 6 knuckles up here. Let's go to the other side. One fist. A little bit under a fist. So maybe it's not quite as bad as I think, but I think she shifted all that shit back. I just hope the frame isn't bent. But I know that at least there's some stuff bent in there. I'm going to have to change some parts and then get it aligned. Like you can see, check this out. Where this is cut, that's because it pressed up against this. Like the tire hit back so hard that this was folded up and like cut. Like when she came home, it was like this. So I'm like, you know, bless her soul, I'm trying not to be hard on her about it, and I'm not, it could happen to the best of us, but for everybody's future reference, man, drive on the line. When it's raining out, drive on the line, because normally you don't drive on the line. That part of the road is preserved. It stands up higher than the rest, probably doesn't have potholes in it, and like, guess what? The guy behind you might just have to stagger instead of like driving right next to you, because she was afraid that like she couldn't get over because there was a guy right next to her. Hey, how about in the rain you don't fucking crowd each other? How about when it's dry you don't fucking crowd each other? Because like, if there's a pothole, the guy can't fucking move, or my wife couldn't move in this case. I think she could have, but she was just, like I said, I don't know, man. She should have already been on the line in the first place, in my opinion. Sometimes you got to bend the rules when it makes sense. Because if a rule, like if it is in the effort to save lives or preserve, you know, like if she had wiped out, she could have just wiped out and taken out the car next to her no matter what by hitting that pothole. So like, drive on the fucking line. Hug one side of your lane or the other. Don't sit in the center of the lane, because that's where everybody drives every day. That part of the road's wore down. It's going to get full of water. It's going to conceal the potholes. So now I just got to fucking, when I get the time, jack this thing up and figure out what's actually fucking wrong with it, replace the parts, and go get it aligned. That's all I got to say. Have a good day. Don't forget to face to the screen.